about shame. I guess that's what happens when you turn 40. My dog is sleeping, so I want to make a very, very long overdue video about yoga. I literally just it's like 5 a.m. or something in LA. I wake up early. I just had coffee too for the first time in like 2 or 3 days, like filter coffee. It's kind of funny, it always feels like a little like blow or something. Coffee's so strong. Anyway, this is a video. I'm looking at myself because I did makeup. Anyway, this video is about a long overdue video about real yogis and real yoga and the lineage of yoga that I come from. Lineage of teachers. I'm just gonna kind of freestyle it. So this is how this goes. Can all the real yogis please stand up? Almost all the yoga teachers in California are sitting down. Yoga is a system designed to liberate you from your thinking mind. It was designed and developed in the way that we see it today by a man called Krishnamurti regarding the physical aspects, and developed for the Indian aristocracy, like the very wealthy population of India, and specifically for 12-year-old boys, wealthy boys. They found that it kept them in better behavior and better health, etc. The first physical yoga school was created in Mysore, India. Okay? Krishnamurti. 2 of his students, probably the 2 most important, or known students, are called Iyengar, BKS Iyengar, and Patabi Joyce. So they were concurrently studying under Krishnamurti, who did not take women, by the way, as students. Indra Devi comes in. Of course she's Russian. Of course she basically forces Krishnamurti to teach her. But he refused her, I think 2 times before he finally, succumbed to her very strong desire to want to study with him. And basically her not letting him say no. Iyengar was married to Krishnamurti's sister, which is kind of interesting. Even more interesting it is that even though Krishnamurti's sister was his wife and Krishnamurti was his student, BKS Iyengar ran away. Literally ran away from his wife and his teacher. Okay? Why do people run away? Or why does anything run away from things? Because of something that's not auspicious, right? Krishnamurti was not nice. He broke Iyengar's back, and hence, he was caught, by the way. His back wasn't broken in punishment. It was broken in an adjustment in a back bend. The search team went out and they got Iyengar. Poor guy was like in the trees. Got out. Anyway, so he broke his back amongst many other injuries. But Iyengar went with Iyengar, what we now know or see as Iyengar yoga today, which is mostly going to be characterized by props and modifications, and Iyengar classes look very different in every way than a vinyasa class, or what Pattabhi Jois ended up doing, which is completely opposite, basically. So he also died bearing a scar on his chest, actually, from, and I think Pattabhi Jois cracked one of his, Krishnamurti cracked one of his ribs standing on top of him, the story goes, during one of, they used to do these like crazy back bend performances for it starts with an M, the Maharaj, not the Maharaj in India, like the, I should put a link to the videos. It's really interesting. If you look up like Krishnamurti student demos, something like this in India. But Pattabhi Jois created Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga. So Ashtanga, Ashta, 8, Anga, limb. Ashtanga yoga is the 8-limb system, including the first 2, which are 5 each, the yamas and the niyamas, okay? And then Ashtanga Vinyasa is that same, what do you call it? Series. It's 5 sun A's, 5 sun B's, and then primary. Do the same poses in the same order every single time. And not only that, proper Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga as traditionally accepted as proper involves the body for the physical part, for the asana part only. It asks the body, so this is one of the yogas, this is where we meet, force the body into the pose. I've only ever really heard of serious injuries, besides like stupid mistakes in yoga rooms, with adjustments. Ashtanga Vinyasa adjustments tend to be very intense. So, just to recap quickly, the 2 probably, besides Endra Devi, she's a woman, those are the 3 that she brought yoga to Hollywood, yoga asana. 3 of Krishnamurti's most important students, or most prolific, what's the word I'm looking for? They learned, they absorbed, and they took it all over the world. And what we see now is because of what they did. So where Iyengar went to extra safe, right? More props, more modifications, let the pose find the body, the opposite of fitting the body into the pose. Pattabhi Jois went the other way, you know, like, and then they come and they go, you know, like that kind of stuff. And my whole issue with that, and why Power Vinyasa was born, a lot of people's issues was that some of those situations that are anatomical situations for the yoga asana part, that are literally designed for 12-year-old boys, not even that, 12-year-old boys in India that are sitting like this a lot more, are not accessible to most human bodies. 12 when you're like a rubber band or not, you know? So the Power Yoga was born, Power Vinyasa, which takes from the poses that is in the primary series, etc., from Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, and changes up the sequence usually every time. As well, it's letting the body find the pose, or the variation of the pose that serves the body. Yoga is not like sunflowers and happy. I'm not a liberal. If I was ever going to be political, which I'm not, I would never be that. There is a lot of that, because like everything good, it gets watered down and like purposefully like flooded with bullshit. So like hijacked, completely hijacked is real yoga. Like when I teach real yoga, people don't even know what the fuck they're doing. And when okay, so I've been teaching like 21 years now. When I started, I've been practicing for 21 years. I've been teaching since 2006. 2016 is 10 years. 15 years. So I got certified in Miami Beach, and I never had a plan to move here, as any of you guys may or may not know. I moved here because my mom had a stroke in 2011, and I was running my first yoga school called Just Breathe Yoga in Miami Beach. We being like me and all my friends in Miami, my students and my friends, thought and heard and understood. First of all, Brian Kest was out here, and he was like probably one of the most important characters, people. He owned Santa Monica Power Yoga until I think 3 or 4 years ago, which kind of broke my fucking heart. He was out here, and he was a big influence for me. I had done like, you know, like as a little student and like just recent graduate stuff, I had done like volunteered at one of his discourses. Like he came into town, it was at the convention center. I watched his videos and stuff. So the incidental that I ended up in LA, I was like, cool, yoga mecca. That's what we thought it was, you know? I can't tell you like how the first, second, 10th class, chaturanga, 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 I haven't heard one motherfucking inhale, exhale, and like, you know, without the breath, it is not yoga. By definition, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, what's happening? And then it was like just all these teachers like, love and light, love and light. And I was like, what's happening here? You know, like real yoga is, and real yogis are strong, authentic motherfuckers. We're not aerobics teachers. Yoga is not a physical activity or a meditative state that I go to for an hour or two a day. It's a lifestyle, and I don't mean that to sound cheesy. And it's also one that I don't think, I know that I'm unique. I almost don't tell people I'm a yoga teacher because there's so many bad examples of that. And I see it in like comments here, like people are like, you're not very nice for like a yoga teacher. Yogis aren't fucking nice. We're not supposed to be nice. There's nothing in our thing. We're rigorously honest with ourselves. We have a set of spiritual guidelines and a whole internal and external thing that we're doing daily, if we're doing that, that takes up time, that's not really, you know, of this. The truth of everything is beautiful, but it's everything and nothing, you know? Yoga has made Lululemon millions of dollars. The very successful mystification of meditation and yoga being for like rich people and not something that's just for everyone, and what is a tool for our natural state, for our physical bodies, is a racket and has made a lot of people very wealthy for a long time. But you know, yoga is a system designed to liberate you from your thinking mind. It's also a path to samadhi, enlightenment, through the 8 limbs, Ashtanga, of yoga as delineated by Patanjali. So that's a dude that was around 2,000 to 2,500 years ago. He wrote these Yoga Sutras. In the Yoga Sutras, there's one out of 152 or 149, I believe, one sutra. They're like, well, sutra literally means thread, but they're like words. Like the second one I've mentioned here a lot, Yoga Chitta Vritta Nirodha. Yoga happens when the modifications natural to your thinking mind cease, i.e. yoga happens when thoughts stop. He only mentions physical yoga one time in one of the threads or sutras in 152 or 149. Stiram Sukham Asanam. The pose should be steady and easy. Okay, so I hope I was successful in letting you guys know that I'm a very nice person, and a lot of yoga practitioners are, but this whole like connecting it to bullshit like new age stuff or anything to do with anything negative is yeah, I'm a wealth of information and knowledge and experience, and yeah, I wish everyone the best, and I want everyone to feel good in their bodies and do what they want, and yin yang and yoga and whatever. But you know, just to keep it real, there is a lineage of teachers, of which I am starting with Patanjali, and you know, there's rules. When you know the rules, you can break the rules, but you have to respect what the rules are. And there definitely isn't one that we're like flower kids and nice and even you know, and grass has been tied to yogis forever. Samskaras, it's getting to be, I'll talk about samskaras in the next one. That should be its own video. I love you guys. Mwah!